Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Bianca. Today I have a really fun video for you guys. I have over 30 Dollar Tree DIYs from 2019. I decided to put this video together because it is the end of the year. We are almost in 2020, so I put all of my favorites in this video, which are 31 DIY. So I hope y'all enjoy them. I've been working really hard on them this past week. Just a little FYI, the first 7 minutes have the same song running over and over, and I know you guys are probably gonna get tired of that. So not to worry, I do include new music from Epidemic Sound. A lot of YouTubers use that site. After the 7 minutes, I do a voiceover. So please don't get annoyed of that. I am going to change it. Before we get started, real quickly, I just want to tell you guys, I am so thankful for all of y'all, all of my viewers, all of my subscribers. I appreciate every single one of y'all. I would not be able to do this if it wasn't for you guys. I know I'm a very small YouTuber, but 28,000 subscribers is a huge number for me. Never in a million years did I think I would be posting YouTube videos and I would have people watching me that put sweet comments and getting views, period. So it is awesome to do something that I really love, which is decor and DIYs, plus providing for my family as well. So a big huge thank you to all of you. Thank you so much, guys. Merry Christmas, have a happy new year. Everyone be safe. I will see you guys either in another video at the end of this week or at the beginning of next, so stay tuned for that. And yeah, I love you guys. I'll see y'all in the next one. Today I'm going to be making a Dollar Tree sconce. The Dollar Tree items that I have is just this cardboard type signs that they have at the Dollar Tree. This was from the fall time and I've been having it sitting in my closet. And so of course I'm not going to be using this. I'm going to turn it around. And then I'm going to be using this in front of it. I have just a basic brush. And what I wanted to do was create a buffalo check on this sign with this really pretty blue color and white, of course. And then I just have painter's tape to help me out make that buffalo check. So to create the buffalo check, I decided I like these squares on this craft paper that I have right here. And these squares are 1 inch all around. So I'm going to use my measuring tape and measure 1 inch and go ahead and mark it off with my pencil. Alright, so as you can see, I have it all marked off. Now I'm going to take my painter's tape and I'm just showing you, I'm going to cover up the first stripe. So I'm done with the white paint. I won't need that no more. Now I need a light blue and a dark blue. So I'm going to leave the dark blue as is, and then the light blue I'm just going to add some white to, of course, lighten it up. Alright, so now time to paint the first stripe. And then I'm just going to continue on skipping another stripe. Now I'm just taking the dark blue and painting inside of the tape just on the light blue area. Basically just painting little dark blue squares. So now I'm applying that tape again and painting the dark blue squares again. And I'll just keep doing that until I go all the way to the bottom and finish. Next to the dark blue squares, you're going to go back with that light blue. So pretty. So it definitely reminds me of spring for sure. I'm gonna use hot glue and E6000 to put this on top right here. So I have that glued together. Now I brought out some Dollar Tree peonies and hydrangeas. I picked up some Dollar Tree books, and then I have some twine right here. You could pick up twine from the Dollar Tree. You need a card to do this, so just get a card you don't need. And then I just got some scissors to cut the twine, and I have a big thing of Mod Podge that I bought from Walmart, but they do sell that at Dollar Tree as well. I made sure to get hard covers. You can just tear out some pages. Or you can go ahead and just lay it flat down like this and put the Mod Podge over it like that if you want. But I want it to be a little more messy, so I'm going to cut up some pieces and put it on. And the way you want to add the Mod Podge is just open this up. I just always pour some on the lid. I'm going to turn it around and add some Mod Podge to this side. Okay, so once you have that, be careful it doesn't start to stick. It was starting to stick already. When you lay this down, you want to go ahead and take your card and start to make sure you flatten it down right away, because if not, then it's going to start leaving a bunch of air bubbles and you don't want that. Alright, so the first thing I want to do is go ahead and glue the wreath on top of the canvas, like that. Now I'm just going to start adding some white flowers to this. Okay, so now that I glued everything down, what I'm gonna do is just stick some of these carrots onto the wreath. I'm not gonna glue these down just because I'm only gonna use them for springtime, and then once spring is over, I can just take it off since I'm not gluing it. Alright, you guys, so for this fourth DIY, it's really simple again. I have 2 Dollar Tree vases, some rope, and some spring flowers. I decided to do a voiceover because I knew that music was going to start to get really annoying. I don't know why I kept playing it every DIY I did. I'm not too sure why I did that, but anyways, I decided to change it up. So all I did was just paint the vases with some gray paint from Walmart, and then we're going to let that dry. Now once that's dry, I'll add the hot glue and add the rope around the top and bottom rim of both vases. Now I'm making a centerpiece with this Dollar Tree navy basket. And then I have 3 Dollar Tree floral pots. I have floral foam that you can get from there as well. And then I'm adding Dollar Tree flowers.
There's so much that I'm still keeping to myself, 'cause you don't listen, babe. But still you got me missing you. When I see you, my heart starts racing. But I don't know if I like this chasing and playing and waiting around.
Alright, for this one I'm making some rustic candle holders, and what I did was grab some gold candle holders. They also have some in silver as well, but I just grabbed these, and I grabbed some clay pots and floral foam. I'm using 3 colors to paint the candle holders in brown, white, and black. The first thing I do is paint all 3 of them white. Alright, I have 3 different colors right here. I have a brown, a lighter brown that I had to mix with white, and black. So I grab the dark brown and the light brown on my sponge brush and start painting. Once I get a mix of both of the light and dark brown on there, then I take some of that black and do like little streaks of that on there, and then kind of start to smear it around just to get it to look a little more rustic looking.
Lights out, hearts beating faster in a minute.
I dry brushed some white paint onto those clay pots and then added these little greenery stones inside of that from Dollar Tree. Another simple DIY just to change the look of this purple little watering can that I grabbed from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be painting the whole thing white first. I had seen a nice picture like this. That's what gave me the inspiration to make this last year. That's how I came up with the 2 colors, the brown and the black, to paint this. And the bottom part of that was a lighter brown, so that's why I added water to the brown paint.
Don't care if I get out of line. You feel that beat getting harder.
For this one, I'm making sort of a modern farmhouse candle holder. You can take any paint you want, any black or white chalk paint or apple barrel paint. I'm painting the whole candle holder white first. I let it dry and then I paint it black. The matte paints from Apple Barrel are so nice looking. So what I did was take this black candle holder from Dollar Tree, added E6000 first, then hot glue second so it can stick right away, but the E6000 will take hours to dry. Now you can even add a huge candle on there if you want. So this one's going to be another farmhouse window pane. I know you guys have seen this a million times, so I am going to skip forward. And I do notice that I do have 2 different types of frames, but that's okay. That was my mistake when I picked them up. So I'm removing the prongs since I'm not adding any type of images inside the frame, which you can do. After gluing the frames together with E6000 and hot glue, I add popsicle sticks to the back, like always, just to give it a more secure hold. Then I'm going to take this Flowers and Garden tin again and some Dollar Tree burlap and make a bow.
Right off the bat, I knew I loved you. You had that sparkle in your eyes.
The last thing I add is just these Dollar Tree flowers to some floral foam inside. This one is going to be a 3-vase holder with these Dollar Tree signs. So I'm using the wrapping paper at the bottom to help me out with keeping it straight. I also measure out how wide I need it by putting one of the vases in there just to make sure I have enough room for them. Now I know how wide I need it. I'm taking this Dollar Tree canvas, and this is going to be the base of this holder. So I'm just marking that off, and now I'm going to cut it out so I can place it at the bottom. When times get rough, I try to tell you we need a fight in every way. No hugs, no kisses could protect us from what the future had in store. Love is a flicker in the distance. Oh, you try to grab it and it's gone. Won't you sing to me? There ain't no other way but to sing to me. It is a little wobbly, so what I'm going to do is add one popsicle stick on each side. From the Dollar Tree, you could use the bigger popsicle sticks if that's the look you're going for. I'm obviously just adding one. If you want a different look for this, you can add something else, or you can go all the way from the bottom of the vase holder to the top with the popsicle sticks instead of just adding one like I did. There ain't no other way but to sing to me. As simple as I say, oh, just sing. I am making a Dollar Tree lemon pillow. I made this one in the summer, so it's very simple. You can just take any kitchen towel from Dollar Tree and turn it into a pillow. All you need is some stuffing, and what I did was use a pillow from Walmart. I just picked one up for like $2 I think, and I took the stuffing out of that and used it for this because it's just way cheaper than actually buying the pillow stuffing. So to make this part easier, I ironed it real quickly, and now I'm gonna add hot glue little by little to close up the sides. Once both sides are glued shut, I go ahead and add as much stuffing as I can. Now I hot glue the bottom seam together little by little. I'm making a Dollar Tree sign, and what I did was take this pink little tin that I have, or that I had bought from Hobby Lobby that I didn't use anymore, and a Dollar Tree platter. Now they have the little white buckets that you could use that are enamel from Dollar Tree. They come in a 3-pack and they're always in the wedding section. So depending on the colors that you're gonna use as far as paint goes, you can spray paint it black or you can leave it white. I'm using that white chalk paint from my Amazon store to paint the platter. I did about 2 or 3 coats, just making sure it was fully covered. I used some black paint and a sponge brush to kind of highlight the details on the edges to make it look a little more enamel. Using these Dollar Tree wall stickers, I am going to remove some of the words and add it to the platter. And I'm using Dollar Tree twine on the back so I can hang it up. I'm making an easy Dollar Tree DIY utensil holder. All I did was take a Dollar Tree vase and start painting the bottom half with my Rust-Oleum chalk paint. Remember, anytime you paint glass, always clean it really good with Windex first, so that way the chalk or any type of paint sticks well. Now I'm painting the other half with some black paint. You can use any paint. I normally use apple barrel paint from Walmart. After applying 2 coats to both and let it completely dry, I added some burlap in the middle from Dollar Tree. Now obviously you can put any utensils you want inside of there. They also have some wooden utensils at Dollar Tree, of course $1 each, but I had found this pack of utensils at Walmart for a little bit cheaper. Using a Dollar Tree tray, I'm gonna make a little farmhouse rack with this. So I just grabbed any one. They have so many different ones all the time. Since this tray is plastic, I am going to go ahead and clean it really well first before painting. Now while that is drying, I took these Walmart wooden letters and I'm going to spell out Farmhouse, and I'm using my apple barrel paint to do that. Now they do have wooden letters at Dollar Tree, but during that time I couldn't find any, so that's why I picked some up from Walmart. After that was glued down, I used these self-adhesive Dollar Tree hooks and added that to the bottom. Instead of leaving them white, I went ahead and decided to paint them black as well. Again, adding some black paint to the platter just gives it a little bit more of an enamel look. For that little farmhouse rack, I used this Dollar Tree holder, and I'm just taking some wooden adhesive paper and I'm going to cover it up with it to give it more of a realistic wood look. Maybe I was blind, known you forever while I tried to find. For me, it was easier to use a card to flatten out the paper onto the holder. Right in front of me, I didn't realize you were my dream, so you took me by surprise. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to After applying that paper to all sides, I just place one piece at the bottom. Since it's going to be hung up, you'll be able to see.
We have chemistry, but always chasing after someone else. So this took me by surprise. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams.
And then I used some Dollar Tree rope and apply it to the top. That way I can hang it.
Everything feels like oh yeah. Wanna give you every part of me. I can't believe this is reality. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like oh yeah.
All the items you see here are from Dollar Tree. I'm going to be making a plant holder except with flowers. So I found this plant hanger.
Even in my wildest dreams.
And this chain is also called a plant hanger, but it is to hold the pot.
Oh yeah.
And then here I have my Dollar Tree flowers.
Didn't think we were destined to be. And now you're laying next to me. Everything feels like oh yeah. Wanna give you every part of me. I can't believe this is real.
Now I'm using this twine to create little loops on the side, 3 loops for each chain. But what I did was make the loops a little too big. If I could go back, I would make the loops smaller so the pot wouldn't hang so low. So a quick fix was just to overlap the chain. That way the pot wouldn't hang really low. And what I did was just grab one of those Dollar Tree tins and stuck it in there with floral foam. I also added like rocks to give it some weight so it wouldn't fall, and just a little bit of soil.
Still stuck in my head. I'm not even hungover.
I'm using these 2 Dollar Tree cutting boards, and I'm going to clean them really well, paint them with some Waverly Green chalk paint.
To come over. Not very good with decisions. Know what's right, but I don't listen. I don't. And I complain and dismiss it. Then I keep on reminiscing. I know.
For the second one, I decided to paint it black with a matte apple barrel paint. When you use these type of paints in a matte form, they dry as a chalk paint. That's why I really like using them. Just to do something a little different, I decided to give this black chalkboard a little bit of character, and I put a white stripe in the middle.
Business, baby, you're bad for business. Not good with consequence. I find myself back again, crying on your shoulder.
And to the green one, I added Farm Fresh.
It's not good for me, but I still want your body. So dumb, but it's not over. Not very good with decisions. Know what's right, but I don't listen. I don't. And I complain and dismiss it. Then I keep on reminiscing. I know.
And I made this video in the summertime to keep it going with that green and black theme. I picked up these 3 Dollar Tree vases and painted them all green. And then I used the Dollar Tree numbers and painted them black.
Baby, you're bad. Baby, you're bad for business. Baby, you're bad. Baby, you're bad. Baby, you're bad. Baby, you're bad for business. Baby, you're bad. Baby, you're bad. Baby, you're bad. Baby, you're bad for business. Not very good with decisions. Know what's right, but I don't listen.
So now I'm going to be making a home sign. This one is very easy, again, as I am saying for all of these DIYs, or as I want to say for each one. But anyways, all I'm going to do is turn them around, remove everything on the back, because I'm going to be using this back side instead. Now painting all 4 of them with my white linen chalk paint. Once that was dry, I'm using a real small amount of brown paint on the edges. Lastly, I'm applying these Dollar Tree stickers to spell out home.
Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready? Let me be honest, I don't know one single thing that I haven't done to make you notice me.
I'm using 4 Dollar Tree basketball games because they each have a little wooden plaque in them. I grabbed 4 of them to create a herbs holder or basket. I'm using Gorilla Glue for a very secure hold. I'm gluing 2 and 2 together, but before doing that, this specific glue says to rub the side you're going to glue down with a wet washcloth and then apply the glue, so that's what I did. As you can see, while it was drying, I added 2 heavy items on each side. Since I knew I was putting a flower pot inside of this, I wanted to make sure it was going to fit, so I kept it in there while I cut out this Dollar Tree basket to create the sides for it. Before gluing everything together, I decided to paint both pieces with some brown and black paint just to give it a little bit of a faux wood look. So I'm able to glue the 2 wooden pieces together well. I added some of this Dollar Tree rope to each part of the black basket pieces.
Lights out, hearts beating faster in a minute. I'm high on slow dancing with you. 1, 2, 3, keep it going, last forever. All blacked out, then flying with you.
It would probably also be smart to add rope to the sides as well. What I did though was just add a couple more pieces of rope, 1 to the bottom and 1 to the top. I didn't add anything to the bottom of this, but you could put a poster board from Dollar Tree or a canvas piece like I did in one of my earlier DIYs. Okay, so for this one, I'm making a white picket fence base, and what I did was grab some cardstock paper from Dollar Tree and craft sticks. I took a cup and wrapped cardstock paper around it and then basically just measured it out, cut the excess off, and then I just glue end to end together. The cardstock paper is basically the base of this vase. I'm going to be gluing the craft sticks onto it. So now I am just cutting some diagonal pieces to make it look more like a white picket fence. And of course, I'm using white paint for the craft sticks. Now to glue the craft sticks down onto the cardstock, I keep the cup in there to help me out with stability. Now taking some Dollar Tree flowers to add inside of it. Again, I don't have a base at the bottom, but you could totally use more poster board or cardstock paper. I'm making a Dollar Tree rustic sign for this one. I picked up a sign from there. You can pick up any one, any time of the year. Removing everything, and then I'm going to paint it white, and then I'll show you how I get it to look a little rustic. Now I'm going to use this brown paint to help me create some shiplap lines. So I'm also using a Dollar Tree ruler. Using some of the paint, I go in lightly at first on top of the pencil lines, and then I'll start to go in a little darker as I see how rustic I want it to look. Also, so I can get it looking a little more farmhouse, rustic, I take some sandpaper and kind of sand down the whole thing. And then it'll also reveal a little bit of the brown underneath it. When times get rough, I try to tell you we need a fight in every way. No hugs, no kisses could protect us from what the future had in store. Love is a flicker in the distance. Oh, you try to grab it and it's gone. Won't you sing to me? There ain't no other way. Now I'm using some burlap from Dollar Tree to add a little basket on the sign, and then I will be adding flowers inside of there. I grabbed a piece of this fabric I had on hand from Hobby Lobby, and I just cut out a little piece of it to add to the front. Using more Dollar Tree flowers to add inside of there. I'm using this Dollar Tree pizza pan to create a Farmhouse Rustic decor tray. I could have definitely printed out a rooster online and glued it on top of the tray, but I want to make this as easy as possible for others who don't have a printer maybe or cannot access an image online. So I picked up this Dollar Tree frame and I traced out the rooster on it. While that was drying, I decided to add black paint to the tray. And then I glued down the rooster with the Mod Podge, and then I also added it on top to seal it. I'm also adding Dollar Tree rope for the handles. Now I'm using 3 pieces of wall art from Dollar Tree. I'm gonna remove everything from there and also the canvas. I decided to paint these. You can again customize this to what you like and paint any color you want. I'm just gonna use some brown paint and paint all 3. I am going to glue the 3 frames together, but before doing that, I'm taking this favor set from Dollar Tree. This is in the wedding section. It comes with 3 buckets and some labels as well. I'm not going to use the labels. And then I'm using this Dollar Tree ribbon and I'm just going to loop it through and then I will be gluing it. I mentioned to you guys earlier in the video when I made that summer decor tray to go on the wall, you can use these buckets for that. I'll be painting these wooden numbers black and then adding them to each bucket. Alright you guys, using this Dollar Tree pack of rulers and more craft sticks, I'm going to be making some farmhouse shutters. After removing the pink and purple strips off of the rulers, they come off really easily just like stickers. Now I'm going to figure out how many craft sticks I need in the middle so it looks like a shutter. You can use paint or stain like I have here. I don't use gloves for this, but it is definitely recommended to do so. Sorry about that. Also, if the holes in the ruler bug you, they sell some type of wood filler at Dollar Tree as well that I actually do use a lot, but I just didn't feel like using them for this DIY. To glue it all together, I used the same Gorilla Glue that I have been using, but I think it's better to use the actual wood glue instead because this one kind of does expand once it dries. I'm also gluing it backwards because the indentions on the ruler are helping me place the crab sticks on there. Like I said, you won't really have this problem with the glue seeping out like I did if you use wood glue. So I just took some of the brown and black paint and covered it up on the front side. You can add anything you want to the center of these shutters or leave them just as is, but I decided to add some greenery to each of them and some twine. Now I'm taking this plastic tray to create a sign in the middle of these two shutters. I'm painting the whole tray black first. Once dry, I'm making some faux shiplap lines with some white paint. I'm making a burlap bow with that Dollar Tree burlap so I can put it at the top.
I'm just curious, when did you know you had feelings for me? Maybe somehow we've always known that we have chemistry, but always chasing after someone else. So this took me by surprise. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined to be. And now you're laying next to me.
After gluing down the bow and the Dollar Tree flowers, I'm going to stencil on Welcome to the front. And I'm just using these Martha Stewart stencil brushes, but you can use whatever you want. Just make sure you load off and use as little paint as possible so there's not a lot of bleed through.
Even in my wildest dreams. Oh yeah, even in my wildest dreams, I didn't think we were destined.
I'm making an old general store sign, and what I showed you was you could use 3 of these fairy doors from Dollar Tree. They're 3 pieces of wood that you could glue together for $3, or you can buy 2 pieces of wood like this that's already cut at Home Depot, and they were a little over $1, I think almost $1.50, so it'd be about the same price. So it's just up to you, and I'm just gonna glue those 2 wooden pieces together. After lightly sanding them, I'm adding wood glue and gluing them 2 together, and then we'll let it dry. Once dry, I paint it with my white linen chalk paint. Using Dollar Tree stickers, I will spell out General Store.
I'm not even hungover. I wanna call your phone.
Now I'm taking some stencils that I had been having from Walmart, and I'm going to put milk, butter, and eggs at the bottom, and then I will be painting that on with some black paint.
I don't, and I complain and dismiss it, and I keep on reminiscing. I know, baby you're bad, baby you're bad, baby you're bad,
I decided to add an outline to the whole sign.
Baby, you're bad for business. Baby, you're bad for business. Not good with consequence. I find myself back again, crying on your shoulder. No, it's not good for me, but I still want your body. So dumb, but it's not over. Not very good with decisions. Know what's right, but I don't listen. I don't. And I complain and dismiss it, then I keep on reminiscing. I know. Baby, you're bad. Baby, you're bad.
Now using Mod Podge to seal the whole sign.
Business. Baby, you're bad. Baby, you're bad. Baby, you're bad.
I decided to sand it down a little bit to make it look more my style and of course more rustic and antique looking. So I start to sand down the stickers. Just be careful because they come off very easily. And then the milk, butter, and cream part of the sign, since it is painted on, you can sand that down a little more rough.
Not very good with decisions. Know what's right, but I don't listen. And I should change, shouldn't need you, but I wake up and I miss you.
For this next one, I am using the fairy doors that I was going to use on the general store sign. Now, real easily, you just have to glue them together, and I'm using the wood glue.
Baby, you're bad. Baby, you're bad. Baby, you're bad. Baby, you're bad.
I'm using that Dollar Tree lightweight spackle to cover the ends of these signs. That way it doesn't show those two gaps. This is what I was telling you about earlier. If you want to fill in any holes, this works great for that.
Baby, you're bad. Baby, you're bad. Baby, you're bad for business. It's not that I don't care.
I want to make this look very old looking, so I'm using some of the green paint first.
Of my mind, it's strange to be here alone. Yeah, a place that we used to go all the time. I need to do this alone, so just stop calling me up. Just realize that
Now I'm rubbing on a little bit of the dark stain that I used earlier with a piece of paper towel, or you can use an old rag.
calling me up. Just realize that we're done. I won't come back. I have dreams about us.
Lastly, I'm adding some white paint over this little by little, depending on how old you want it to look. I just keep layering it on, and it makes it look like it has a wooden grain.
And I need to make it stop. But I still think about it all the time. I won't stop until it's over. But I still think about it all the time. It's never over till it's over.
Now I'm going to use this Dollar Tree wall mount wire rack and glue it to the back just so it reveals the hooks out in front. For this, I'm using E6000, which is a heavy duty industrial glue. Now you can also use this for any other of the DIYs that I did today if you really want that secure hold. For video purposes, a lot of times I do use hot glue on top of the E6000. That way it dries right away. E6000 does take hours and hours to dry.
Do this alone, so just stop calling me up. Just realize that we're done. I won't come back.
I remember my baby wanted to help that day. She is so sweet and such a good helper, and of course I'm sure she wanted to be in the video.
Because I miss you so much. I miss the way we touch.
For this one, I am going to use two Dollar Tree buckets Yes, they are turquoise because they were the only ones that I could find that day. After cleaning them really well, I am going to paint them white.
It won't stop until it's over.
For this part, I'm using classic gray stain just to give it some streaks on there. You can use paint. I just decided to use this because I liked the way that gray looked. Now, once it is dry, it will come off easy, and I'm talking about the paint. So I would recommend sealing it with Mod Podge or that Rust-Oleum seal.
But I still think about it all the time. It's never over till it's over, baby. Yeah.
This part on stenciling the farmer's market was a little tricky because it is round. So if you want, I would recommend probably using some Dollar Tree stickers instead.
Love you aftershave, sweet blossom in the rain. You flip around your hair as if you're unaware, but you should know that I'm looking at you. You make me feel like I'm made of colors, just you and me.
I'm using craft sticks to create some farmhouse tags. What I did was kind of mark them off with my pencil in the shape of the Pinterest farmhouse tags at the top, and then I will cut off the excess.
Like me and you, yeah, you just keep on dancing all night out on the roof. Tell everybody I do, baby, I do. Wanna stay here and let loose, just keep on loving all night out on the roof. Tell everybody I do, 'cause I do. Deep down and in those eyes, think I have memorized, oh, every single flare inside your burning stare. Just wanna be inside, keep dancing in your mind.
The tag will read number 6, so I'm using a stencil and some Dollar Tree numbers.
You make me feel like I'm made of colors, just you and me, ignore the others. Do you believe in one-time lovers? 'Cause I do. Believe in lovers like me and you, yeah, you just keep.
Since there was no way for me to make a hole at the top, I just painted one on and then added some twine on there.
Baby, I do. Wanna stay here and let loose, just keep on loving all night out on the roof. Tell everybody I do.
Alright, you guys, you made it to the end. Oh my god, thank you so much for this last DIY. I'm going to be sanding down this Dollar Tree sign. It has glitter on it, so I had to sand that off first before painting. Once those couple of coats were dry, I stenciled on country with some gray paint. And then I printed out these tractor images. I will be cutting one out and placing it in the middle. At the bottom of the sign, I will be spelling out farm. I'm going to paint these letters in red and then glue them on.
Did you ever stop and think, why spend too much time just getting ready? Let me be honest, I don't know a single thing.
Alright, you guys, I hope you enjoyed these 30 plus Farmhouse Dollar Tree DIYs. Thank you so much for watching, especially if you stayed to the end. Merry Christmas, you guys, and I will see you in the next video.
Waiting around, it's a shame